Do you have a budget of $700,000 to $800,000 and want to know what is one of the best neighborhoods you can move to in Richmond? This video is for you.
Hey guys, this is Galen Parker and Jared Davis, and we are living in Richmond, Virginia. And so before we go any further, please subscribe below so that you can stay up to date with everything that is Richmond, whether it's neighborhood walkthroughs, it's restaurant reviews, or if you're just wanting to know how much house your budget can afford. But Jared, where exactly are we?
So we are standing in Chimborazo Park in Churchill, one of Richmond's premier neighborhoods. If you're doing research into Richmond, you want to check Churchill out for sure. Just went to Ironclad Coffee, one of the best coffee shops in Richmond. There's a location right at the bottom of the hill here, but we're going to be checking out what you can buy in Churchill for between $700,000 and $800,000 today. So without further ado, let's go to house number one.
All right, guys, so we're at our first house. We're at 210 North 32nd Street, and this is an interesting one because it's not often that we say for $800,000 you're getting a deal. But looking at the size, you're about $36.90 in the square feet, so that kind of bounces out around $216 per square foot. So why is that? Well, we know one of the things when you look at the description, it says it's an as-is sale is preferred. It's still active. But Jared, what are we seeing on the inside?
So the next two houses we're going to look at have much more updated finishings. This one still has a custom kitchen and custom bathrooms that were probably put in, I would say, 10 to 15 years ago, if I had to guess.
Yeah.
So, you know, they're newer, but still a little dated. You're still getting hardwood. You're still getting a lot of that unique woodwork. This house was actually built in like 1895. So it's one of the really old houses that are out here. It also is right on Chimborazo Park, which is really cool. So where we opened the video, we're literally about 200 feet from there. So you can walk out your front door and walk straight into the park, have your stroll in the morning, which is really, really nice. But you're probably going to want to do some cosmetic updates to this one, really to get your money's worth at the end of the day. But I mean, I think if you were to come in and put some cash, this is going to be a multi-million-dollar home at some point.
100%.
It also has a third floor, which is really cool. I don't know if you can see it in the video, but it's one of the houses we're going to look at also has a finished third, but you don't see a lot of that. So it's really nice. If you look through the pictures, you're going to see really unique staircase that kind of winds up to that third floor. So I think it'd be really cool to be able to sit up at that third floor, look out on the park when you're working, still have a little bit of nature, even though you're right in the midst of Churchill. So again, if you're looking for something where you're not having to spend $300 a square foot to be here, this is a really good entry point if you don't mind doing a little bit of TLC yourself. So next ones we're going to look at, much more renovated homes. We'll head to house number two now. All right, we are at house number two, which is 504 North 29th Street. Now you're going to see what you get when you start paying about $285 a square foot. Galen's going to tell you a little bit about the inside in a second. But what I really like about this house, if you look at some of these pictures, is going to be the stamped concrete driveway in the back. So as you probably know, if you've been looking for stuff in the city, parking can be an issue a lot of times, right? You either are on-street parking, so if you drive really nice cars, maybe you don't necessarily want to have them on the street. Maybe you just are worried about finding parking spaces. Garage space can be even tougher to find. But what's really cool about this is that you have room for probably 4 or 5 cars in the driveway, in the backyard, and it's still gated. So it's not a garage, but it is fully fenced in, which means you can still shut it. You can still pull in and close the gate at night, and you're never going to have to worry about on-street parking here. Galen, tell them a little bit about the house.
So kind of what's nice about this one is about $800,000. So similar to the pricing of the last house we just saw, but it's a higher per square foot. We're about, as Jared said, $285. It's about 2,700 square feet. But if you look at some of these pictures, this is what I'm talking about when I mention luxury renovations. You're going to see that on this house. You're going to see it on the next house. So we're going to look at recessed lighting. We're going to see first floor primaries. We're going to see first floor completely renovated bathrooms. Look at this kitchen, completely granite. We're looking at the shaker cabinetries. We're looking at all of the high-end details that you're going to expect if you're paying $800,000. Now, what is really cool, one of the things that's unique about Richmond, you're not going to see this in other cities, is that this house is built in 1890, guys. So it's over 100 years old. So I hope you look this good when you're that age. But we're seeing some of these new renovations coming up. Looking at the siding, one of the things that Jared mentioned, that we're still looking at wood siding. So maybe they did that as far as maybe trying to just keep an homage to what its heritage, because we know that that does not generally last this long. So one of the beautiful things, look at some of these bedrooms. So recessed lighting, as we mentioned before, all of the upgrades that you're going to expect. So this is modern living downtown in Churchill. And we're, as mentioned before, we're very close to the park where we started out. So great walking, everything that you're going to need, you're going to love it.
Now we move to house number 3. All right, we are standing at our last house, 1922 Princess Anne. We're actually overlooking another park, which is Jefferson Hill Park. So you got a nice little playground. You're kind of looking over the highway in the city of Richmond. Really good walking distances to a lot of stuff. There's a new building that just got built that has a ramen bar in it, Emerald Lounge, a cocktail bar, an ice cream shop. You got Union Market, which is a market that you can pick up groceries as well as have delicious lunch out on the patio. So you've got great walkability. There's actually parking spaces right outside the front, real parking spaces behind you, and parking in the rear. Galen, tell them about the house itself.
I am in love with this house, and if it looks familiar, hey, you probably understand why. We've got another video. It's going to go through an entire walkthrough of this house. But let's talk a little bit about some of the highlights as you look at some of those pictures. You're going to see that pine floor that's going to be completely renovated and refinished. Looking at some of these big walk-ins, so you're going to see pocket doors, sliding farmhouse doors, floor to ceiling. You got 2 of those sealed up fireplaces, absolutely gorgeous. Walk into what we define as a chef's kitchen, a beautiful granite, highlights of some of the upper quality, some of the hardwares and finishings. What is nice down here, this is one of the few houses that on the first floor, you've got a full bathroom. You've got a pantry that's size of most people's primary, so you can have lots of storage. Go upstairs, look at those primaries. There's 3 bedrooms on the second floor. The primary closet. I made a big deal about this closet on our last video.
Is it the recess lights?
It's it's the recess lighting everywhere. But thinking about this closet here, you can hear an echo in it. You've got beautiful glass enclosures for your bathroom all the way on the 3rd floor. A lot of times we go on the 3rd floor and we say, oh, this is just an extra storage room. Not on this house. This house has a walk-in closet. It's got a full bedroom and it's got a full bathroom up there. This house has all of the furnishings, all of the finishings that you're going to want. This is basically the definition of what we say luxury. I hope you guys check it out.
All right, guys. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe. And if we can help you find your dream home, please reach out to us at any of our information. We'd love to help you transition in or out of Richmond. This has been another video of Living in Richmond, Virginia with Jared Davis and
Galen
Parker. Thanks for watching.